Hi, everybody. So I'm going to give you a moment to come on. Just get started here. Change up this a little bit. And you can probably see that I have the earbuds on today. And I have the earbuds on today because we'll be doing mantra. So I want to make sure that you can hear me, or chanting, whatever you want to call it, right? So the first thing I want to say is, as you're coming on, if you have a mala, right, this would be a good time to grab a mala. And if you don't have a mala, no big deal, because I have one and I'll be keeping up with the count for you. So yeah, I'll put that also. Grab your mala if you have one. Perfect. So you grab your mala if you have one, right? If not, no big deal, because I have one. And before we get started, I want to talk a little bit about mantra, right? So this word mantra, manas means mind and tra means tool. So this is a tool for the mind, right? And the reason that mantra is one of my absolute favorites is when you're chanting mantra, repeating mantra, singing mantras, kirtan. Maybe you've heard of kirtan. Kirtan are devotional songs that sometimes are also mantras that have been turned into music, right? So this concept of the mind tool, right? We are using the mantra to get on the other side of these fluctuations that are just the day-to-day thought processes, right? So these day-to-day fluctuations of the mind stuff, right? And one of the easiest ways to do that is mantra. And the reason for that is because inside of mantras are sacred sounds, right? And those sounds have specific vibrations. So the mantra that we'll be using this evening is Om, A-U-M, right? And you're probably very familiar with this one. If you do yoga, you hear it at the front of a yoga class all the time and at the close of a class. But I want to give you a little bit more information about this mantra. So in the Upanishads, it talks about how if you only have one mantra, it's Om. So I want to repeat that, right? Because a lot of times I feel like in the West, we're like, I want a mantra, I want a mantra. The more complicated, the better. If you want just one mantra for all of consciousness, it's Om. And what's great about this one is you can see, especially if you can see in the live chat there, right? A-U-M. So what's great about this is each one of those letters represents we'll say a god inside of that Hindu pantheon, if you'd like. But even bigger than that, what I'd like to offer you is that there are physics forces that are represented inside of Om. And those forces are the three pervading laws of all physics. So we have A, U, M. Right? So we want to do each one evenly. So we have the ah sound. You want to feel that at the base of your spine. So you really want to think about that as reverberating in the space around the tailbone and the sacrum, truly the base of the spine, right? Then you have the oo sound, and you really want to feel that in the rib cage part of the body. And I promise I'm going to come back to the physics part. I didn't forget. You want to feel that here in the rib cage part of the body. And then the sound, you want to feel that come from the throat and kind of coalesce here at the tip of the nose. So you're drawing the sound up the whole length of the spine, right? So the ah sound is representative of Brahma, and this is creation. The u sound here is representative of Vishnu, and this is maintenance. And the or the m sound is representative of Shiva, and that's destruction. So these are the three pervading forces of physics, right? Creation, maintenance, and destruction. And I want to invite you to think about that beyond just mantra or chanting right now. I want to invite you to think about that from the perspective of the cells in your body, right? On a cellular level, those three aspects of physics are happening all the time. Something's being created, something's being maintained, and something's being destroyed, evacuated, or released because it no longer serves the cellular value, right? So, this idea of tapping into the mantra is a way for you to tap into these laws of the universe. It's a vibrational truth. And so, what happens is you can resonate with this vibrational truth by repeating the mantra over and over. So today, we're going to repeat the mantra. And I think what I'll do with you guys is I believe we should have time to go through 108 cycles. So I'm going to stay here and do 108. You can join me or not. Totally fine. You can just listen. But I want to note that. So just listening to mantra is one thing, repeating a mantra is another thing, right? So if possible, I want you to join me with these and do 108 cycles of Om with me. So in order to do that, let's get our seats really nice and comfortable, right? So you can do this in a reclined position. It'll be easier for you to do in an upright position. Feel free to put your back to a wall. Feel free to find a seat that works for you, that's nice and comfortable, right? So that you can draw the spine in and up. And it's easy for you to access your diaphragm. It's really important when you're doing mantra that you are very vertical, but not over efforting to be vertical. So hopefully that makes sense. And then you'll take your mala and we'll start. This is the guru bead, right? So you have your guru bead. And then you have your 108 beads. So from here, we'll start with our first one. So first, just take a nice deep breath in and release. You'll take your hands, if you're not using a mala, and bring them into this mudra of the thumb and index fingers touching. This is individual self with universal self. When we bring those thumbs together, it's creating that full circle or non-duality connection, right? So you'll sit up nice and tall, take a deep breath in, close the eyes, and let's do a full mandala or full cycle of Om together. All right, here we go. Om. 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 Aum. 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 Om. 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 Just sit with the silence. From here, slowly allow the eyes to open. Some people notice when they do a mantra practice, especially if you continue the repetitions, right? That was 108 cycles, so a full circle of the mala. And that's a pretty normal mantra practice. Do 108 cycles. You could do that multiple times throughout the day. And with Om, it's very lovely to do this in the morning and tap into those physics laws just right out of the gates of your day. Some people really notice over time with their mantra practice that they're able to speak their truth, that they're able to communicate clearly, and they have greater clarity in their life because mantra really opens the heart and the throat chakra, right? All of the chakras are being stimulated, all those energy centers that we talked about in one of our day meditations, right? Where we did the color meditation up through those 7 chakra spaces. When we work with mantra, we're opening up the nadis, right? The nadis are these energy channels in the body. And we say in the body, but they're energy channels. They're in our energy bodies, right? So when we get into this mantra practice, you may actually notice that you start to feel like you're rocking a little bit, right? Like everything's kind of pulsing. Some you may feel that you start to do a little circle action. These are aspects of energy moving through the body. So my invitation to you is to not overanalyze what happens during or after the practice, but to simply allow yourself to be in it, right? So as soon as we start to analyze things, we're not in the present moment, right? We're in the past. So really spending some time with this practice. The video will be up, so you'll be able to do it. And then another teacher that I love who does a beautiful 108, and then he has a 54, I believe, and a 27 is Sadhguru, and you can find all kinds of free stuff from him on YouTube. But if you just type in 108 ohms, you'll see him pop up, right? So that you could do that, especially if you have a deeper voice like I do. Those are usually a little bit easier. If you have a higher voice, find a female voice that's singing it, and that'll be a little bit easier maybe for you to do. The key is to remember that you're not singing it, right? It's not, we're not trying to sing song it. We're chanting it. So it's those 3 tones only. We're not trying to change the register of it because we want to tap into those specific tones because those are the tones that are tapping into those physics laws, right? So I'm hoping that you are finding great benefit from these meditation practices. I know that some of you are messaging me, and I'm so very grateful that they're resonating with you. I think what I'm going to be doing is continuing this in February. I might be doing a week a month where I just come on and do meditations of all various styles for you because there are so many amazing meditations out there. And if you find that it's hard to meditate, I think sometimes it's just that you haven't found the right meditation for your constitution, right? For the way you're created. So finding that is of great value, especially right now. We all need meditation. So thank you so much for being here this evening. I really appreciate it. I hope you've enjoyed the mantra practice, and I'm looking forward to seeing you back here tomorrow at 8 p.m. for another evening of meditation. All right. Good night.